Well, hello there, vinyl community. It's Jacob coming to you from the Dallas Open Micer YouTube channel. Got a record haul video to make for you here. Well, I'm making it right now. Anyway, yeah, you know how these things work. I'll show you some records that I found, and before I do that, I have to the custom is to tell a self-indulgent story to provide some background about how these how these records were found, whether they were found in the mail or in the wild. So this is going to get a little self-indulgent, but anyway, I'm just going along with the custom. So I purchased these records on Friday, December 10th, 2021. This was a day I'd been looking forward to for quite a while. You see, I if you've been watching my videos, I've had the long COVID, and it's really kind of grounded me. Not grounded me in the spiritual sense of my being, or you have that ground wire for your record player, and you hook it up to the receiver or the amplifier. I like a naughty child, not allowed to go out. That's what the long COVID did to me. I would get the COVID fatigue, and I wouldn't have the energy to go out and enjoy the great nightlife that the Dallas Metroplex has to offer. The fear that if I was going to drive out somewhere, enjoy the nightlife, then my energy would crash. I'd be overwhelmed with fatigue, and it would be unsafe for me to get home. Well, the COVID fatigue began to fade in November, I was able to go out and attend a live concert for the first time since having the coronavirus. Took the wife to go see Igor and the Red Elvises at Poor David's Pub in Dallas, and that was just a wonderful night out on the town, hearing live music again. And I thought I had the energy and the stamina back to make it out to Fort Worth to Little Red's Longhorn Saloon out there to see Dale Watson on a Friday night. And so I was taking precautions. So what I did was I planned so that I could get out of work right on time and go home and take a nap, and just take a cautionary rest. It being a Friday, I didn't have the COVID fatigue to contend with, but I had the working man's fatigue, that you get at the end of the week. And thought, well, if I can give myself a nap for a couple of hours, I can recharge the batteries and head on out to Cowtown and hear some good honky tonkin' music. So I was just full of excitement on my way home, and then disaster struck. Got word of an accident on the freeway near my exit, and it was going to cause at least a 30-minute delay. And then the raindrops started falling, increasing the risk of more accidents, and the certainty of slowed traffic. The rain started to pound heavily, and I realized that this Dale Watson concert might be slipping away from me, so I thought, well, you know what, I want to get off the road during this rainstorm. There's a nearby record shop I can pull into, and I can make the best of this. And well, that's what I did. It turned out did not get enough time to rest. I felt my throat was getting a little scratchy as the day wore on, and I stayed home and played records. I'll show you the records I found, and if this story is devastating to you, don't worry. Dale Watson's going to be at Poor David's Pub December 30th, and then he'll be back at Little Red Longhorn Saloon January 7th. So I've got 2 wonderful opportunities to see Dale Watson coming up. Look forward to it. Anyway, let's see what I found here. I've got a mix of things. Now this is going to be, I think, a historic video for me, because I'm going to show. I've got a couple of hard rock records. I don't think I've ever showed any hard rock. My hard rock records are, well, they're off camera. These are jazz, classical, vocal music back here. I've got my hard rocks over there. So you don't get to see that stuff from your perspective, but I'm looking at my hard rock section now. Not my biggest section. I'm not much of a hard rocker these days, but I'll have some hard rock music to share with you. But first, let's see what we got here. We got a country records find. This Hank Snow, the Singing Ranger and the Rainbow Ranch Boys. Country Classics, RCA Victor. Been looking for something like this from Hank Snow. A lot of his releases, his early stuff, got put out on Camden, and well, they don't have the greatest quality. I was happy to find this in the shrink with the. There's a little ding, but this is one a clearance item. I'll remove the shrink wrap now. Look at that. Keeps it nice and clean, although the shrink wrap itself, when it's torn, it's not a thing of beauty, but it keeps the whites whiter back there. So very, very nice, very classic cover there with the cowboys. They're mounted up. I don't know. I don't see a cow in sight. Maybe they lost their cows, or maybe they're just out riding the range for the pure love of the range. Maybe they're a posse. Maybe they're after a cattle rustler or a bank robber or something. But Rainbow Ranch Boys. So this is nice. This was a late +50s release. So this pressing is early to mid '60s. Oh, this is a 1956 original, but it has the paper sleeve in there with things like Anne Margaret and Bye Bye Birdie, and the Breakfast at Tiffany's soundtrack with Audrey Hepburn on the cover. So nice 60s copy. It's got I'm Moving On is the opening track, and that was one I'd learned from Jimmy Dale Gilmore. It's got Golden Rocket kicking off side 2. Good stuff. Now and then there's a fool such as I. So enjoyable listen from Mr. Hank Snow. Very pleased to have this one here. Let's see what's next. So I'll go through my clearance bargain bin finds before I get into got some reasonably priced used vinyl records, or as I like to call them, LP records. Here we've got a double album, Royal Jam, The Crusaders, with the guest artists B.B. King and the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. So recorded in London, England, September 1981. That's a gatefold there for you. Very clean copies of these. It starts off with this thing called, what was it? The Overture. I'm so glad I'm standing here today. It's a little easy listening in the beginning. I do like the Crusaders. They're not my idea of what my favorite style of jazz is. They get a little disco-y, and their tracks with B.B. King here have a bit of a disco vibe to them, but you take it for what it is. It's a fun album to listen to. Is it the purest jazz, the purest blues? No. It's like they did channel the Bee Gees a little bit here, but for what it is, I do think this is a joyful listen. Oh, let's see what we got here. We had the Royal Jam, and now we've got this jam band, power trio, West, Bruce, and Lang. A little bit of Mountain and Cream here. Leslie West, Jack Bruce, and Corky Lang. 1972. Why Don't Ya? That's a rocker. They're out there rocking it in the ocean. They're waist deep. They might be powerful, but you don't want to be up to your shoulders, because then you can't handle your guitar. Looks like the drum set's probably, I don't know, on some kind of flotation device, or they have a tall stand. But pretty impressive. I would hope they're playing acoustically, because the electricity in the water could I've seen it on like Murder She Wrote and things, where you can get electrocuted if you have an appliance or some kind of wired piece of gear or technology that you plug into a socket, and you could get electrocuted. And I gotta say, I'm not much of a jam band kind of guy. I sampled some of this, and it just I did sense the power of the band, but it just seems kind of juvenile and stupid. I am interested in this title. The final track of this record is called Pollution Woman, and I imagine they have some I don't know, some criticisms about some woman that they once loved very much, but I guess usually the case with these is that woman that you thought was great. This is just my guess, wildest guess here, is that she turns out to be a source of pollution and becomes Pollution Woman. Interesting title. We'll find out about that. So got this one. This was a roll of the dice here. I saw Livingston Taylor, brother of James Taylor, and that's a cool cover. Like this guy's stepping out of a train here, or what? I guess that's a train. I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of structure. I don't recognize what this is, but. It has the song 6 Days on the Road that's associated with Dave Dudley, and that's a very masculine trucking song. I thought, well, that sounds interesting. And then I look at the personnel, and it's got Paul Hornsby playing organ and vibraphone on here. Well, a vibraphone, that's one of my favorite instruments in jazz. I really like Lionel Hampton and Milt Jackson. So this has 6 Days on the Road, and it has some vibraphone. Let's be honest, the passing of time here, Capricorn record series on Atco, 1970. These records are getting long in the tooth. And probably harder to come by. So you may snap something up that you might have passed on before. So I went for it, and the 6 Days on the Road was, obviously went straight to that one, and Livingston Taylor does a sort of a impersonation or tribute version of this, not like when the Flying Burrito Brothers did the song, and I think it was Chris Hillman that sang it in his natural voice. But Livingston Taylor took on a masculine baritone when performing this, and then on all the other tracks he's got his la-di-da, gentle acoustic balladeer voice that sounds eerily like his equally boring brother, James Taylor. And this is just an unlistenable record in its totality. Unfortunately, I've got a brother who is, as the dirty little family secret, is a James Taylor fan. I can pass this one off to him we'll gift it to him. He may enjoy it. So anyway, Titus, you're gonna be owning this Livingston Taylor record one of these days. Get around to getting it I don't even know if it's worth the price of shipping. Let's see what we got next. We got a record I already have, but this who could turn this one down as a clearance bin record. It's a sealed copy, although there's a little bit of wear there where the record is poked through from the seal. It's Nelson Riddle with Linda Ronstadt. It's got some mixed reviews on. I think it's a nice record here. First three that they did together, and originally sold for $6.99 back in November of 1983. There's this hype sticker, and I learned something about this. It says, as seen first on album flash, only on Cinemax. I didn't know what album flash was, so I looked it up on the Hewlett-Packard desktop that I have, and turns out that this was a show on Cinemax that would promote new albums, and so somebody videotaped it. It's a bootleg. Somebody got out their VCR and recorded this episode of Linda Ronstadt and Nelson Riddle, the What's New, and they posted on YouTube, and you can watch Linda and Nelson Riddle talking about how excited they are about this record coming out. That's a neat little slice of history there. Got another sealed record with some damage that happened when the shrink comes out. It's this Yusef guy, formerly known as Cat Stevens. I liked his, like I think most people, I liked the T for the Tiller Man and Teaser and the Firecat albums, and less of the other stuff with as complete albums. But this Yusef performing Big Boss Man, well, that could be a lot of fun. I like if that's the Jimmy Reed Big Boss Man song there, that could be good. I don't know this one, but The Devil Came from Kansas. I know that I've got some theological differences with Yusef, but I'd be curious to know how I compare notes with him on The Devil Came from Kansas. Could probably about a woman. To be honest, now that I'm thinking about it, that we're not talking about the literal devil. Probably some songwriter had. I imagine this is a cover tune. I believe Yusef is happily married, and I don't think he ever married or was romantically involved with any woman from Kansas. So my speculation, I haven't opened this yet, is that whoever wrote this song had a sour relationship with a woman from Kansas, and thought so low of her that he started to refer to her as the devil, that's you wonder how many men out there have laid claim to have had a relationship with the devil. We had the pollution woman, and now we've got the devil came from Kansas. Of course, I could be wrong. Could be maybe it could be like a lawyer, or oftentimes you think of the lawyer devil, or maybe somebody that runs scams. The Devil Came from Kansas. Very nice. Looking forward to listening to this 2014 record from Yusef. I'm going to move these down here so that I don't crush them under their own weight. Let's see what I have next. Got this group, the We Five. Last time I had seen them, they were all frolicking on a beach, looking like a bunch of college kids. And here they look like they've been under the spell of the Laurel Canyon singer-songwriters here. This one is, what year is it? As I get older and long in the tooth, my ability to read the small print is, it's not what it used to be, folks. But they got, it's like everybody was doing back at this time. They all had to record a Beatles song. Here Comes the Sun, one of the better ones. I'm not a Beatles fan anymore. But if you're going to hear a Beatles song just ram down your throat or ears, it might as well be this one. And then, it's on track number 1, so if you feel like you need to skip over it, you can. So the title cut is a Donovan, Catch the Wind. What I think might be the most interesting track here, they take a stab at Tomorrow Is a Long Time by Bob Dylan, and I think they could probably do a pretty good job on that one. So I'm looking forward to hearing this. They got their manufactured appearance. I don't think this look is anything more than a cash grab, and you gotta say, what other than money could motivate you to want to be dressing up like a cross between Daniel Boone and the Elf on the Shelf there. Anyway, We Five, Catch the Wind. Here's a performer I had never heard of before, Alvin Crow. I thought, well, I don't know. Should I gamble on this one? Well, let's see what this album has going in its favor. Very good 1970s country font. It's a gold stamp promo. Polydor Records, not a country label, but they tend to sound pretty good. And then I look at the band here. Look at that. We've got the steel guitar, nice black and white photos. These guys, they look like the real deal. Probably not, your traditional country gentlemen that have traditional country American wholesome values that we associate with older country music, but more like the younger generation, like asleep at the wheel, that have adopted some of the ways of the hippies, but they they'd still respect the sound of the Western swing and the honky tonk. So I listened to this and I enjoyed it quite a bit. And this Alvin Crow fella, he's an Austin-based performer, at least according to his website that has not been updated in quite some time. He's still alive and playing, down at the Broken Spoke and the Little Longhorn. So I look forward to catching him and seeing one of his shows. Alvin Crow and the Pleasant Valley Boys. Nice clearance pickup. Now, getting near the end of the clearances. Oh, this is the last clearance find before I get to my reasonably priced used records. This is one I have, to my wonderful one, Tony Bennett. It's one of his easier listening early ballad albums, and it's got some good ones on here. I was just thinking I could get this as as a backup. Check this condition against obviously this cover's seen better days, but play this and see how it sounds. Well, it's got Laura, and that's a nice haunting number. Autumn Leaves, Speak Low. That was a number that Tony would always perform live in concert. Speak low when you speak love. And I do like the Frank Duvall arrangements. Nice stuff. Not a great cover though. I'll say that. It looks like they just went through the motions on that one. But don't let that fool you. If you want a nice relaxed record of Tony singing, nothing too wild and crazy. You might have heard him here in 1960. Good stuff. All right, let's get to some moderately priced used records. Got some jazzy stuff, and then I got a rocker in there, sandwiched in the middle there. So here we got this Lionel Hampton on the audio fidelity, and it's got a beautiful glossy cover, recorded in 1957 and released in 1958. There we have it. So new looking. So this, the liner notes on here, it's a lot of technical information about this newfangled technology, the stereo phonograph. Comes with a catalog here that tells you some things. You can get all the Dukes of Dixieland records that your heart desires. And here's Lionel Hampton himself. So the folks at Audio Fidelity boast that they are the first in sound, first in quality, the first in stereo, and the first major development in phonograph records since the transition from cylinder to disc. That is that's a very bold claim. So they're saying there that what they did is a bigger leap forward in sound than that move from 78s to LPs or 78s to 45s. I may disagree with them there. So I do think that a good mid 50s high fidelity LP record was nothing to be ashamed of in the sound department. And then they also claim the first. They recorded the world's first stereophonic high-fidelity record, the stereo disc, in November of 1957. So, well done, folks. And they got their Audio Fidelity sleeve. Now, I played this record here, listened to the whole thing. Lionel plays drums, vibes, and piano. I liked the performances, although the stereo separation that they did was really goofy. So you have let's say the drums on the left and the vibes on the right, and it just sounded very unnatural. The farther you step back from the speakers, the better it sounds, because it blends a bit to the ear. But I think this one I hate to take a shot at the Audio Fidelity stereo disc, but I might prefer this in mono over the stereo. I know it was also released in mono, and you wouldn't have all that weirdness going on with the mix. Mine goes very distracting. I did read a lackluster review of this. It said it's I think it was on AllMusic. Says this is only for the Lionel Hampton fan, the diehard. I would disagree. I'd say you can enjoy this one, but again, be prepared for a little bit of goofiness in the mix. The surprise that I found here, I really thought there was some beautiful guitar playing, and they sort of in the Charlie Christian style. And I looked up who was playing on this one. There were a couple of names given, which I did not write down, but if I ever want to look that one up again, I can do that. Nice jazz guitar on there. And let's move on to a rockin' find. This is an album from a band I'd seen live, and had picked up their greatest hits CD, but never got around to buying any of their records. This is their 1975 Ufo the Faucets, and it has the more modest American cover. They have a different version that I guess they put out in other parts of the world, and we thought, you know what, we were a little ahead of our time. We made the characters on the cover kind of look like Force ghosts from Star Wars, and so that was a UFO album with the Michael Shanker on guitar, and it's got some good rockin' songs on there. I did see UFO with Michael Shanker, and that was a treat. I think my ears could still be ringing from that performance. It was a club show at the Coach House in San Juan Capistrano, 1995. I think they did 3 encores and played Rock Bottom twice, and that was something else. This has kicks off with Let It Roll. Good rockin' record, but again, the rock music, unless I'm in the car, it doesn't really fire me up the way it once did. At my final selection or item to share before we get to the joke box. It's this Ella Fitzgerald Box Set. Some more Nelson Riddle today. This time Nelson Riddle is recording the music of George and Ira Gershwin with Ella Fitzgerald. Don't want to cause any offense to Linda Ronstadt, but Ella Fitzgerald is the greater singer in my opinion, the finest lady jazz vocalist. I do like her quite a bit more than Billie Holiday. This is a French repress of the 1959 box set that was put out on Verve. This is a Polydor Paris pressing, and 1982. It's got that old artwork there from the 1950s. It's not my favorite art, but I think overall the packaging works quite great. I have these recordings on the Book of the Month Club with the terrible caricatures on the front. I've got the 2-disc Polydor collection from, I guess, late 70s, and then volume 2 of the 50s, early 60s Nelson Riddle 2-record version of this. This was quite a fun find. You open the box, you get these. You put some plastic sleeves in them. You got the. They feel like they're ready to split, but there's Ella Fitzgerald and Nelson Riddle working together as a great team. They recorded quite a few other albums together. I got several of those. Those are fun to listen to, but I think this is probably the high point. But, just in terms of volume and the amount of quality you get in one place. And you look at here, I've got this collection, Volume 3. Volume 3. What do you got? You get A Foggy Day. Oh my goodness. I've Got a Crush on You. Good stuff there. So quite pleased to get that one. I'll say this: the sound on this is different than the sound on the other records that I have of Ella and Nelson performing the Gershwin songbook. This has maybe a more of an atmospheric sound. I don't know if that had to do with the masters that were used or the vinyl itself, but it's still quite great listening. Just sounds different, and you know how that is, folks. Different pressings sound different, and that's one reason why we can't stop purchasing every version is something we can get our hands to when we can, hands on when we can. Well, let's see. I like to close my videos with a joke. We'll see when I look at the analytics of this video, find out how many people are still around. Sometimes it's about 25% of you, sometimes less. Anyway, what people don't know that they missed, well, they can't feel like they missed out on, is what I always say. Here's a oh, I'll use one of the classic vinyl community catchphrases. Without further ado, here's our joke. I have health insurance and life insurance. I can't afford to get sick, but I can afford to die. I wonder if I read that one before. These all sound familiar. But that's the end of the video. I don't know if what I'll do. I might make another video today. I've enjoyed this, and look forward to making another video for you either today or some other time. And hope to catch you all again soon. Whatever may happen.